Good morning, children. Hope that you all are well. As you all are aware that we began with chapter Why Evergreen Trees Never Shed Their Leaves. So, before we read further, let's revise what we did earlier. The story is about a little bird whose wing was broken. It cannot fly away with the other bird, so he was very sad. As it was winter and it needed shelter in some warm place, the little bird went to the forest to seek for help. Now, firstly, it went to a birch tree and asked her that can it live on her branches. She refused and said that she had to give shelter to the birds of her own forest, so she cannot help the bird. Now the little bird was disappointed and went to the oak tree. The oak tree too refused to help it. He told the bird that till the spring was a very long time and he was not sure what the bird might do till then. He was afraid that the bird might eat his acorns, so he too refused to help the bird. Now the bird was extremely sad and flew towards a willow tree. So we have read till here only the bird left the oak sadly and flew towards a willow tree. Now, the other day I asked you a question that what kind of qualities did the oak and birch tree exhibit or show? So, if you must have read the chapter again, you must have noticed that the birch and the oak tree they were really unkind to the bird and they were also not helpful to the bird. So they could have helped the bird because they were strong, they were big than the little bird, and moreover, a little bird will not do any harm to them. The little bird would not have taken much of space on the trees, so they could have helped the bird, but you can see that they were really unkind to the little bird. So the qualities shown by the birch and the oak were unkindness. They were not generous towards the birds. Alright, so let's read further now. It may be that the willow will be kind to me, thought the bird, and it said, Gentle willow, my wing is broken, and I could not fly to the south with the other birds. May I live on your branches till the springtime? The willow did not look gentle then, for she drew herself up proudly and said, Indeed, I do not know you, and we willows never talk to people whom we do not know. Very likely there are trees somewhere that will take in strange birds. Leave me at once. The bird it went to the willow tree, but the willow tree too refused to take in the bird. She told the bird that the willows don't talk to strange birds and asked the bird to leave her alone. Let's read further. The poor little bird did not know what to do. Its wing was not yet strong, but it began to fly away as well as it could. Before it had gone far, a voice was heard. Little bird, it said, where are you going? Indeed, I do not know, answered the bird sadly. I am very cold. Come right here, then, said the friendly spruce tree, for it was her voice that had called. You shall live on my warmest branch all winter if you choose. So the little bird was very sad and started flying. Now it does not know where it will go. As it does not have much strength and was thinking about what it will do now. Suddenly it heard a voice, and that voice was of which tree? Yes, it was of spruce tree, and the spruce tree is friendly. So he called out to the bird. He said that the spruce tree offered the bird that it can live on her branches all winter long. Will you really let me? Asked the little bird eagerly. Indeed, I will, answered the kind-hearted spruce tree. Now, what is the meaning of eagerly here? Eagerly means curiously or excitedly. So the little bird, it asked the spruce tree that is she going to let him in to keep him in the on its branches. Let's read further now. Will you really let me? Asked the little bird eagerly. Indeed, I will, answered the kind-hearted spruce tree. If your friends have flown away, it is time for the trees to help you. Here is the branch where my leaves are the thickest and the softest. My branches are not very thick, said the friendly pine tree, but I am big and strong, and I can keep the north wind from you and the spruce. I can help too, said a little juniper tree. I can give you berries all winter long, and every bird knows that juniper berries are good. So the little bird, when it heard the spruce tree calling out, the little bird asked the spruce very eagerly. Eagerly means excitedly, that and that is that the little that this will this is the spruce tree willing to help. The bird was very delighted, very eager to hear this, and asked that will the spruce really help it. The spruce tree told it that it can live on the branches, on her branches, which has thickest and the softest leaves. Will you let me? Will you really let me? Asked the little bird eagerly. Indeed, I will, answered the kind hearted spruce tree. If your friends have flown away, it is time for the tree to help you. Here is the branch where my leaves are the thickest and the softest. My branches are not very thick, said the friendly pine tree, but I am big and strong, and I can keep the north wind from you and the spruce. I can help too, said a little juniper tree. I can give you berries all winter long, and every bird knows that juniper berries are good. So the little bird was really delighted, very excited. He asked the spruce very eagerly. Eagerly here means excitedly. That is, will the spruce really willing to help? Is the spruce really willing to help them? The spruce tree told it that yes, it can. The bird can live on the branch which has the thickest and the softest leaf, so that it remains warm, so that the cold wind, the bird doesn't get cold. Now, Pine Tree, who was nearby, offered to help as well by keeping the north wind away from the spruce, and it told the bird that it doesn't have very thick, very strong branches, but it is very big and strong, so it can prevent the north wind to from the spruce and the little bird. The juniper tree also offered to help the little bird by offering the berries that it had, so the little bird doesn't get hungry, or the little bird have something to eat throughout the winter. Okay, so let's read further now. So the spruce gave the lonely little bird a home. The pine kept the cold north wind away from it, and the juniper gave it berries to eat. The other trees looked on and talked together wisely. I will not have strange birds on my boughs, said the birch. I shall not give my acorns away for anyone, said the oak. I never have anything to do with the strangers, said the willow, and the three trees drew their leaves closely about them. So all the trees saw that the juniper, spruce, and pine trees, they are willing to help the little bird. Now they started talking among themselves, and the birch tree said that she wouldn't have strangers on her branches, and oak also refused to give his acorns to anyone. and the willow tree was adamant not to talk to strangers, and she said that she is not going to help any strangers. So let's read what happened next. In the morning, all those shining green leaves lay on the ground, for a cold north wind has come in the night, and every leaf that it touched fell from the tree. May I touch every leaf in the forest? Asked the north wind in its frolic. No, said the frost king. The trees that have shown kindness to the little bird may keep their leaves. This is why the leaves of the spruce, the pine, and the juniper are always green. By Florence Holbrook. So, the next morning, all the leaves from the birch, oak, and willow tree have fallen to the ground because the north wind has touched these trees. Now, the north wind did ask the frost king that can it touch each and every tree in the forest, but the frost king ordered him not to touch the spruce, the pine, and the juniper trees, as they were very kind and helpful to the little bird. So, this is why these trees are always green, or you can say that they are evergreen. It means that these trees they never shed their leaves. Now, students, what lesson have we learned from the story? We learned that one should always be kind or generous and helpful. Okay, so you should not be unkind like the willow, oak, and the birch tree, but you should be kind like the pine, spruce, and juniper tree. All right, okay, so that's it. I want you all to read the chapter and complete the worksheet. Thank you.